Are you chill now?
Hey everyone.
Hello, hello.
How is it going?
Hello, Barbara, Karen.
Hey, Donna. Hey, Donna. Oh, hey, Karen. I think, was that you who was watching yesterday my live with the house? Hey, June, Outer Banks. I hope you're having a good time. Hi, Katie. Yes, it's Friday. In case you
And
didn't
no, it's Friday the 13th.
It is Friday the 13th, so that's that's why I'm all like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Anybody have a bad morning?
No, I didn't have anything. Did you?
No, it wasn't too bad, actually.
Hey, Nicole.
Wasn't too bad. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello.
Hey, Katie. Hey, Laura. New York.
Here, I have a question they asked on the radio, so I thought it was a good one. So if you could only eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be? Put that in the comments for us.
Well, what about you? Okay, so what would your thing be? I'm just thinking. I think I'm gonna go with the potato.
Yeah, you do like your
I
potatoes.
like my potatoes. And it's like potato, you can do a lot of things with potato, right?
I
If you
gotta
dry
say,
them, if you dry them, you have a flour or star, like you can get starch. Then I could, well, I don't know if I mean, no, potato. I think potato,
potato.
cheese.
I have to say, I like Laura and Leah Liz pizza. Pizza's like one of those all around. You know, you got
Oh,
vegetables,
yeah,
bread.
exactly. Yeah, that's probably smart to do pizza. You know what I saw? Nicole likes cheese. So recently I saw someone used sliced cheese instead of kind of like bread to make the tortilla. So they
Yes,
use
I saw it at the store today. They sell it.
like I don't know, like oh really? So they melted the cheese
No, no,
and
no.
then they
You
put the
buy
bread
it.
in and they rolled it and you can you buy yeah I guess you can buy it already made.
Now they have everything, right?
Hey Susan, Debra, lemon curd for sure. June for the rest of your life. Okay.
Susan's having cheese. A
Cheese. I
full
love
meal for
it.
sure.
Yeah, actually, I'm having second thoughts about the potato.
Lasagna is a good option too, I have to say. All good choices. I'm team pizza.
You team pizza?
Team
You,
pizza.
I'm, I might change my standing by the end of today's live. Yes, I mean, I haven't thought it. I felt like more like one thing, you know, one pizza. It's like anything goes, right? Bagels. Oh, I like bagels. Hey, Joseph.
Bagels.
Yes, bagels are good. Bagels are good. Team pizza too. All right. So I guess yes. Maybe I will turn.
So,
So today we are doing.
well, last week or last Tuesday, I started first. So you're in the hot seat today.
Why? Am I really? Oh my god. Am I? Okay. Well, yesterday, guys, I just wanted to tell you. I don't know if anyone is. Hey, Olga, watching. That watched also yesterday. So I had a live yesterday. And if you want to rewatch it, I was decorating. I started decorating my Halloween gingerbread house, and it was really fun, and I really enjoyed it. And I will be doing another portion of it on Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. So if you have time, I'd love to see you or hear from you or read from you or whatever we want to call this. All right. So today I'm going. Last week I did mini coffee cookies for Mar for her birthday, and initially I was going to do what I'm going to do today, but I changed my mind. So today we're going to do, let me just do a little, awesome, a little camera dance
Oh,
here. All right, there.
there.
So I just uploaded these templates to my coffee shop. Okay, these are, I don't have, do you guys have a decent, thanks, share? Decent coffee mug cookie cutters, because I really don't. I really, really don't. So I created these templates for you guys. If you want to check them out, they are going on sale now at $3. I'm going to increase the price tomorrow to $5, and they're available in the coffee shop. Okay. So today I'm going to be decorating this guy here. So I've got my templates here. I just want to show you. Okay. So what I like to do, I like to print them on cardstock, which is a bit thicker. Yes, coffee cups for those beans. Well, I actually ate all the cookies. They were so tiny. Okay, so what I like to do, I print it on cardstock and then I kind of like laminate it with a shipping tape or packaging tape. Okay, now this one I also cut out the opening on the bag. This is for those of you who are struggling with oval shape or doing anything particular on your cookie, so you can then use your template and edible marker and draw that shape on the cookie. So that's what I'm going to start with. Here are my cookies. And I also bake them mirrored. So this one is for right-handed, and this one is for left-handed. Oh, no, this way, sorry. I'm confusing myself, see? So basically all you do, you just flip it over, right, like this. So that's super simple how you can create it. Because I figured I'm gonna be taking a picture with this one, right? So I'm right-handed. Thanks, Katie. Yes, I'm sitting down. It was kind of very stressful on Tuesday. I don't know why I did not sit down, but I thought that's what I was supposed to do. Okay, so I'm gonna start. Okay, let me just find my bearings here. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Camille. All right. And I'm using today, this is a Food Doodler. It's a black marker. I'm using all kind of dark colors here, so I wasn't really worried about it bleeding. But if you're using white for your drink portion, I would probably suggest you use lighter color like brown or yellow, right? Mar, what do you think?
Well, the thing is the yellow often doesn't even get used, so it's a great
Exactly.
occasion.
So
It's a great
you want
occasion to use
to
it up.
with yellow. All right. So now I'm going to. Oh, actually, you know what? No, let's do this first, and then we are going to have some fun with coffee bubbles. This is my piping bag, and I colored my icing. I don't know if you can see. It's orangey color, but not like bright orange. So what I did, I muted it down with a little bit of brown. And you see these spots here, these darker spots. So it started to separate. Oh, you love that you made a left-handed one. So how is it going, guys? Do you have any plans for the Friday the 13th? Do you have any plans, Mar?
Well, this weekend is my husband. His name is Jamie. It's his birthday celebration, the family birthday. So everyone's coming over for that. He has his twin brother coming as well. So we're having a little.
Happy birthday, Jamie.
I'll pass it along.
He's not watching. Come on.
Hey?
He's not
Although
watching.
he actually has a job.
He actually. Oh yeah, it's only 1 p.m. That's true. All
So
right.
he's working right now.
Let me do this one. Okay. What's this? Montreal. So I'm going to start around the top portion, and I'm going to pipe my line not directly on the black, because usually with the flat icing tends to move a little bit. So I'm gonna pipe it just around it. I mean, I'm not gonna pipe it directly onto the black line. And today I'm using a recipe from the blog, my sugar cookie recipe along with royal icing. If you are just joining us for the very first time, or if you're starting out with cookie decorating, You can find my recipes on the blog, hanielas.com.
Firefly is Katie, right? My brain is blank.
Yes, it's Katie. Katie.
Your PYO pellets, all of those options you're posting would work. The royal icing dots is just a great occasion to use up your leftover icing if you have them, and then you can make them also the size you want. But the M&Ms and Skittles work great and they're tasty. I have worked with the dots on like a popsicle stick or a tongue depressor compressor, and then the kids don't eat the food color and the dots, so that's an option.
All right, so this is
I like
the
that
very
color.
first step.
Is it like ceramic color, like terracotta?
I guess it is a terracotta. I mean, it's not a that's what I was going for, a fall color.
No, but it is. I get that. I just mean
it is kind of, yes. I mean, it is. I used orange. And a little bit of brown to mute it down. You can also use ivory, or you can play with it and use some black if you want. But like I'm saying, when I say a little bit, I mean like on the tip of a toothpick, not a whole lot. This little line that I added is to prevent cratering, so I'm going to let that rest, and then I'll pipe the handle directly over this line. And this line, once crusted, is going to act as a support, and it's going to keep the icing from sinking in. All right, now let's start with the bubbles now. This is a fun, have you guys done any bubbles? Coffee bubbles? We're going to start with, okay, no icing that I'm using. Oops.
everybody's loving your choice of color.
Yeah, okay, that's excellent. Oh yeah, it is kind of like coral. It is true. That is true. All right, so here are my colors for the bubbles. Okay, again, I'm gonna have to, I guess, massage it. So I'm using, this is a dark brown, okay, and this is, and initially today I was working with a different color, and then I realized it's missing something. It didn't really look like coffee. So when you look at the pictures of coffee, like coffee vector or bubbles, coffee vector bubbles or something like that, it has almost like this mustardy, not like yellow mustard, but like, what would you call this? I mean, I don't know.
Almost like a khaki.
Or khaki, yes, sorry, yes. So what I did, I ended up adding yellow to my brown. This is, yeah, this looks black, but this is actually very dark brown. I also use some cocoa powder to give it a little flavor. You can also use, you can also make coffee flavored royal icing. Simply add some dissolve coffee granules into the water before you add meringue powder. And yeah, and this is basically, this could be white, or you can make it slightly like ivorish, okay? And I'm just massaging it a little bit. And the bubbles I'm gonna be making today are all done wet on wet. And you'll see in a second that it's really fun, and it creates a very realistic coffee bubble. Yes, I think that's, yeah, I have done it in the past and it's really, really good. Now be mindful, like if your recipient loves coffee but doesn't like love it so that you don't over flavor, you know what I mean? Like it's easy to add too much and then it's overpowering, because you want the coffee flavored royal icing to complement your cookie, for example. You know,
Well,
so
the good thing too is it could impact maybe the color a little bit.
Oh yeah, it will. But that's the idea, kind of like if you're making coffee. I mean, for this project, it would be ideal because you're coloring it anyway. Okay, so this, I think.
So would you use your lemon juice still?
I don't know if I would use lemon juice because I don't know, coffee and lemon juice. Well, actually, people do drink lemon water after they drink coffee sometimes. I don't know if I would use lemon. I don't think I would, honestly. I don't think I would. I would use vanilla, definitely. Okay. So I'm gonna cut this bag and this also.
Coffee flavored icing on a chocolate cookie. That'd be yummy.
That would be really good. Yes. And this one has an opening. All right. So first I'm going to start very simple. We're just going to, okay, let me zoom on this a little bit. Where am I? Okay.
Thanks, Joseph. He says, thanks for making
Thank
people
you.
happy.
That is the sweetest comment. Thank you.
Well, Katie's asking, she's doing 700 cookies on for the 28th. And she wants to know if it's safe to make her dough, cut the shapes, and freeze the shapes like 7 days
Oh,
before.
yeah, absolutely. You can do it now. I wouldn't even wait 7 days before. I would save myself a headache. And I mean, 700 cookies, that's a lot. Do you have a big freezer to store all the cookies?
Well, I would even bake them and freeze them.
Yeah, you can bake them and freeze them. Yes, I mean it's not like you're saving them for 6 months, and they're really usually good for up to 3 months anyway.
Can you do your technique for like an Earl Grey or tea?
Well, I think you could if you infuse the water you're using, and I believe the tea infusion is stronger when it's cold infusion. I think I would have to double check, but I think the cold infusion is stronger. So I would probably like put I don't know how many bags. But then there is a time, I think, when it turns the tea bitter, right? So you have to. I would do a little research about the infusion, like what happens when you go over a certain time. Like whether it like leaks some unwanted flavors. All right, so let's start with this.
Is anybody having issues with the text being blurry? I'm seeing it like fine here on my end, obviously, but for you guys, the freezer doesn't, if you package your cookies in freezer bags and properly, you shouldn't have any kind of odor causing a taste to your cookies. I've not had that occur. Obviously, if you have fish in there,
yes,
What
I do, I like before I got really good. Even now, I will do it. But before I got like good quality freezer containers that I had now, I would actually into the container I was using, I would line it with a layer of food wrap, and then I would put the cookies in.
So if any of you are having issues with regards to the screen or for whatever, Facebook tends to be more problematic. You can switch over to YouTube, and usually that's
interesting because I just messed up here. So I'm gonna start over because I was distracted.
Sorry, Han.
No, it's fine. Well, this is you can use this handy tool. Actually, yesterday folks were saying Facebook was better. It's weird, huh?
Oh, she's saying, Haniela saying it's blurry on YouTube. That's weird today.
Well, it's the 13th. What do you want?
Yes, that's right. Joanne, is it good? Is the reception good? YouTube is good. Maybe it's your own internet. Sorry to say. What's your question, Joseph? So you see, Han made a mistake. No panic. She just grabbed her spatula and scooped it off, and you just start again. Your scraper, which one were you using there? Show it again.
Using a pink one. Just a second. I have to finish this because this is all done on wet on wet.
So you're adding your dark brown dots.
And now you want to add the reflection dot or lines if you can. Oh, what happened here? Oh, it clogged up. Of course it did.
Thanks, Joanne. Thanks, everybody, for letting us know.
Oh, this is just my luck. It's clogged up. Of course, sugar.
You have a little clump?
Yes. So you want to place the dots, or if you can pipe little lines, that's fine. In one direct, like one facing one direction. You don't wanna. So you see, I'm putting it in. Now I'm going to go in. I'm going to add more of these dots. What was the question? I can't remember. You were saying
This
something.
is what you call icing surgery that Han is performing right now. Micro cookie decorating. Hey, Han?
Yes, it's very relaxing, I have to say.
Yeah, labor of love.
So if you don't have coffee mug, well, you can get your coffee mug cookie cutter from my template shop. But if you don't have one, I'm using a round cookie. Okay. I don't know if you can tell. So that's how you can make bubbles. And then once you get a hang of that, you can add other components like the coffee mug itself. You can create different designs like I'm going to be doing. So this is another round, and I'm going to create the mug portion. So what I did here, I also not outline, I piped the line with my orange to prevent cratering. And then, so I'm going to pipe the outer edge, and then I'll do the inside, and I'm going to do a little heart. Do you have the glasses handy?
They're over there. Donna, I'll repost them. I had posted them on my story after the live when I wore them the other day. I had posted the link. Are you on Patreon or Facebook? I'll add it to the group, or if both groups want the goggles, I'll put them in. So they're basically magnifying glasses for those of us that struggle with seeing.
No, I imagine meeting you, having a greet and meet, and well, people know what you look like, right? But like, if you like, you'll say, "I'll be wearing the goggles."
I'll add it, Donna. I'll add the link. I have to say, I've been using them more and more. I really like them.
Oh, have you?
But maybe I should make an appointment at the eye doctor.
Oh, yes, that's true. So now I'm just very carefully, I don't want to like mess up my support line under there because I wasn't really careful where I was piping the flood. So I had to fix a few holes here and there.
Katie ordered them.
Oh, yeah? Okay, and we're just gonna let this grass, this will be, oh, it didn't remind me you were live. I actually have a live, Debbie, I'm gonna have another live on Sunday. I had one yesterday where I was decorating gingerbread house. I started with my Halloween gingerbread house. It was really fun, and you guys, those of you who joined me, you were really helpful. We still haven't decided on one component on the design, so we'll see how that turns out.
So, Melissa, you can watch the replay. Sorry you didn't get the notification. And the thing that you're using there, Diana is asking about your little scraper thing. Is it the genie shovel thing?
Yes, sorry, I completely forgot about that question. 2 seconds. I mean, one, like maybe 5 seconds, and I'll show you.
I very much agree, Joanne. Eyes are very important, but I have to confess this COVID business has caused some neglect with regards to appointments, you know.
All right, so let's examine these tools. Those of you who haven't seen them, oh, eyes are very important. I didn't have my eyesight for a week, and I can't imagine what anyone losing their eyesight permanently goes through. All right, so these are the tools that are really, really great to have. So this is a mini or like a regular size scraper. This is the first one that I've ever seen, right? Or used. And this is a larger one. So I believe this is the Genie. So that's the one I used. This one is great for like obviously it's smaller. So for smaller things, this little what do you call this? A shovel,
Yeah, a little scraper, a mini scraper.
little scraper, and the other end has the basically scribe. And I like using these large ones when I'm doing gingerbread houses or larger cookies because this thicker end allows me to move the icing faster. Or if you are marbling, you want to marble 3 or 2 colors. It just allows you to move the icing faster and achieve the marbling quicker, so your icing is not crusting. You know, like the fine tip scribe like this one. It's great for little details. You know, like if you really want to get into a little section, so you can kind of use that. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to, I've got one of these babies here, and I thought I'm going to stencil it. I'm going to be using stencil that Mark bought me years ago. Do you remember this?
Um,
I don't remember you.
yeah, vaguely.
It's a very nice stencil, and I am guilty as charged. I have not used it before.
Oh no. Well, that's it. We amassed so
It's
many.
beautiful. It's such a good quality. This is it says designerstencil.com. It's beautiful because it look how like it's thick. It's not flimsy. And I thought this little design here on the front here was really pretty. So why not? I'm not gonna be using my stencil holder today. Yes, I agree. It's a beautiful stencil. But I'm gonna be using my magnets. I mean, it's old school, and if you don't have, or sometimes we just can't find something, or it's just easy to just put
Exactly.
something on there. Now these are also listed in my Amazon shop, and I think I have them in the supply list on the coffee. Um, these are 1/4 inch, I think, or maybe I'm wrong, or something around there. So
And where can they find the Amazon link? I'm looking in the here, but where
So
could like
if you type into Google Haniela's Amazon, my shop will come up.
oh
My shop will come up, and in there I have different categories. Some of them may seem repetitive, depending on what you're looking for. Like I do have the 30 favorite cookie decorating tools, stenciling tools, and things like that. Food colors, edible markers, luster dust, baking tools, kitchen gadget organization, and things like that. Okay. I also have their piping bags that I like to use. All right, so this looks pretty good. It looks snugly on my cookie. And today I'm gonna be using these two guys, or maybe one, depending on. I wanted to be able to control where the icing goes. So this small guy, because I don't want to pipe the icing or add the icing into these other sections. So I just want to concentrate my icing in this center area of this. What would you call this? It's not mandala. It's like some sort of an emblem, maybe. I don't know.
kind of looks like henna,
Or henna, or maybe it is henna. Okay.
kind of, right?
Yes, it did. Yes, it does. All right. So normally I pipe my icing onto the spatula or whatever spreader I'm using. So that's what I'm gonna try to do today. Maybe I should have. I have my large one. I don't have the small one here. And so we'll see how this goes. Have you done it like this? I haven't done it like this, but we'll just play it as it goes. Okay.
Sally liked the recent henna cookies you posted.
Thank you.
If you want to stay up to date with what we're up to, you can follow us on Instagram. The same handles, Haniela's from Montreal Confections. She posted those cookies this week. When did you post those?
Those cookies are about almost 10 years old.
I know, but the
I
photo.
posted, I put the photo. They are one of my favorites I've been. And if you can imagine, I did that with with a Ziploc bag.
back in the day.
Standing up. All right, I'm gonna lift it up. It looks pretty good. So big reveal. Oh, it's pretty.
Very nice.
So pretty. Oh, see, I got a little. I love how firm this stencil is. This is fantastic. So I made a little boo-boo here. You see this little section. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make sure that my palette knife is clean. We'll just scrape that off. Isn't that pretty? All right. So now we're going to do the bubbles on this one. So we're going to actually use all three colors again, and I'm going to start by piping my dark brown. Okay. The dark brown just around the edge here.
That stencil would work nicely on a Christmas ornament.
Yes. And gingerbread, like I have so many aspirations to use this stencil. I mean, for so many different things, ornament would be really nice. So I added my dark brown, and then now I'm blending.
So you can package these with your little coffee beans.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Now we're going to add kind of like a little. And now I'm going to use my scribe, and I'm following the line I made, and I'm going to do it 2 times. Okay, so it becomes, so it's not so obvious. It looks a bit more natural.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I'm gonna add a few of those bubbles here and there. Obviously, if you pipe this dark icing onto the same round, you won't be able to see it. So
yes. So Joseph, are you asking about the cookie kits? It's on Global Belly. If that's what you're asking about. I'm not sure about your question there. It's globalbelly.com. Here's the link on the screen for the decorating kits. The holidays are coming. There's all sorts of cute.
Absolutely. I also have a subscription, Haniela's Bake Club. And in this subscription, you will get, if you once you subscribe, you will get all the holiday kits. Once you get them once a month.
The consistency, Karen, for the stenciling, a little thicker if you're struggling. Thicker is easier than runny, so just try the thicker.
Thicker icing is better. I used icing. I'll show you quickly. So this is the consistency I used. Okay, see how thick that is, and this is my flood. Okay, I don't know if you can see, but this is spreading fairly quickly. And this is holding its shape. You don't want it to be overly stiff because then it can dry pretty quickly, But you don't want it to be runny because it can actually get underneath the stencil and it can mess up your design. I remember when I was starting, I would use thin icing, and then later I learned, oh, I'm supposed to actually use thicker icing, that it's more it gives you a more precision, I would say. All right, so now I'm going to do that heart that I mentioned before. So we are going to start by, well, it usually starts bad, Sally, but as we know from your recent work, you've been working so hard, you only get better. You do it more times and you find what works for you and you get better. Right?
Well, that's good, Joseph. We're always happy when our family is doing well. Yes, tag us, please. We love to see you guys, your work. It doesn't have to be an exact copy of what we're doing. At the end of the day, we're teaching techniques. You don't have to copy exactly if you if you want to give it your own spin. These would be cute cookies to pair with a gift card for, like the coffee. That's often what people give, a little coffee gift card.
Yes. You just want it to be kind of like blended in, especially the edges, so it's not so straight. Now, oops, you can really have fun with those bubbles. So this is all wet.
Yes, the humidity is brutal for royal icing. Is it humid in Spain?
Oh God, these past few days it's been almost like foggy, and yeah, it's been very humid these past few days. Not, I mean, it's not as in Pennsylvania where I lived for a long time, but it is pretty uncomfortable. I think humidity in general, it's not something anyone kind of enjoys.
So Han's little bubble technique, you could just switch out the colors and make beer bubbles, or a Coca-Cola bottle and have bubbles. Could work on other projects, right?
Yes, absolutely. I don't see why not. I don't see why not.
You could do green beer for St. Patrick's Day.
Yes, you could.
They do green beer in, I think, Boston. One of these places, they actually color like the lake or whatever green. I don't know how much food color they put in, but they make it green for the St. Patrick's Day festivities. Haniela's liking your bubbles.
Thank you.
Under the sea, Karen is right. The bubbles for under the sea for around fish. Oh, it's in Chicago that they color the water. I wondered what it does to the fish.
Oh, what do you mean they color? I don't understand.
They literally color the water like a river. They color it like they dump.
Oh, it's gotta be some kind of mineral. No, they have minerals. Minerals can.
They put I don't know what kind of product they use, but
Well, I hope it's not something that harms the wildlife. I would like to. I would like to. I mean, think that they wouldn't do anything.
yes, we'd like to think. Hello, Jeremy. Better late than never.
Oh, I was just thinking, where is Jeremy? Hey, Jay. So you get the idea. You really like have fun with it, you know.
Very nice hand.
I don't know. Like, so here are the. Oh, I didn't ice this one.
You're out of frame, hand.
Let me just quickly do that. Just gonna get this out of the
So
way.
I was looking at these. Do you think, because now holidays are coming, people are shipping cookies to their friends and family, do you think it would be better to not cut the hole in that handle?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and just to leave it.
Don't cut the hole.
Yeah.
If you're not chipping it and you're giving it to I think it just adds some like cool detail to have an actual handle.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're shipping it, yeah, it's definitely going to come off. No doubt about that. So I wouldn't even bother. And it's going to be easier, like if you don't have to cut it out even when you are cutting the cookies and that you're not shipping. It's not like you know.
Good luck with the move, Jeremy.
Oh, Jeremy's moving this up now.
Well, it's the hectic. He's expecting the truck. They must be in the middle of boxes and stuff.
Wow. Good luck. All right.
Looks
So we made 3 cookies. You know, like it's a pretty quick project, I think. You know, you can add different. You can use different stencils. You could also then outline, because the orange part is meant to be the mug, the rim of the mug. So you can then kind of accentuate the outline and use maybe black and outline it, or you can use white. I'm going to show you the ones I made before. Just a second. So here are some I made before. I'll just move these on the sheet here. Okay. So here you can see, I think, a little better. I also made these. These are with a little knitted design, you know. But these are quite time consuming, I have to say. Typing all those lines, I was like, oh, stenciling is definitely faster, and it gives you really beautiful results. Here is another one with a lot of bubbles. So yeah. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and I think it's Mar's turn. Oh my gosh, I was on for so long. So
you're trying to make your challenge time, so all good.
Yes, I am. So this was really fun. All right, so let me add you to the stream.
Oh, I have your camera on. So I have created. Let me just make sure this is on. Is it on? There's my light. Okay. So I did create templates, and they're templates and shields. So if you go on my coffee shop, you'll see there I have a free upload with the supply list, and then I did the discount for the templates. They're $3 instead of $6 for the 3 designs. But it's not just decorating templates. You have the airbrush shields in there. So if you guys have seen me airbrush before, you know that I have a
wow.
So the reason I have so many airbrush guns is so that I don't have to wash out the colors. I can kind of I don't fill them up, but I add my couple of drops to each, and then I don't have to constantly be rinsing out the airbrush gun. And I just find it's more, it just works better. And that's, at least 2 will completely change like the productivity. You'll be able to work a little bit faster. So I'm going to start just by showing you the icing version. So this is a candy corn cutter. And if you have been following me, you know that I do like the candy corn cutter. It's one of those shapes that's very versatile.
It's not accurate. You're like the queen of candy corn shape, like you put anything on the candy corn. Oh, it's adorable, by the way.
It's a versatile shape. Like you could add all kinds of things to it. So here they are. And I'm just going to quickly show you here. I did a little video just to show you. So this is the decorating guidelines. So I cut them with my silhouette, and you can cut them with whatever machine you have. And that's in the templates. And then you can either use a marker. I like to add my guidelines with my airbrush. If you give classes, well, you can hand them out like this with the guidelines, and then the students can just quickly fill in the guidelines. Like there's all kinds of classes. There's classes for people that are just looking for an activity for they're not looking really to learn about cookie decorating. So if you just create like these kind of Yes.
I haven't even thought of it. Yes, that's kind of true. Yes.
So you create a guideline. Basically, it becomes like a coloring page for the people that aren't really looking to learn. It's more about just.
So when you get the cutter, everybody's loving it. Do you know where you got the cutter?
It's in the supply list. It's in the supply list. I have it all there.
In Marlene's coffee shop. So let me bring that up. If you don't know what coffee shop is, you can find it at this link, and Marlene has lots of templates and even, I think, pre-recorded tutorials available there for you guys to try.
Yes, so the coffee shop just helps us kind of monetize the live stream so that we can, just pay for our expenses and stuff. So when you guys buy stuff there, it really helps us out. And you can just, you can also just buy us a coffee, a digital gift. All right, so here I had leftover white icing. So I just pipe them on a piece of acetate, and I use them to test my airbrush colors. With pencil, I'm not eating these, so with pencil I actually wrote the colors down, and so then I can kind of see the true colors, right? Because on the bottles, they never really look like, see here, it looks quite red, but it's this, and that's quite orange. So it's not really, you know, this way you really see what you're kind of wanting to work with, right? So I'm gonna bring in my cookies. Now, when you're airbrushing on a cookie, you want to have a completely dry surface because you're pressing, you're adding moisture. If your icing is wet and you're used, well, no, if you're just shading, you can absolutely airbrush if you're not touching. But now I'm using stencils and I'm touching the surface. So if you're touching the surface, you obviously need it to be dry. All right. So there is the cookie, and so I'm going to be doing airbrushed versions of what I just showed you. Last week, I forget, one of you mentioned if it would be easier to do it this way, so I figured I'd kind of show you guys. So we'll start with the ghost here. Now, I don't pipe my icing right along the cookie. I do leave a little bit of cookie exposed. And so what happens with the icing is this becomes kind of round. So again, you lose a little bit of space. So you have cookie, then you have the curve. So you need to make the little template a little bit smaller. So I didn't test before if it was going to fit, but so you don't want this to fly around. The airbrush makes wind. So I just put little magnets on it to stop it from flying around. Now you have to think a little bit when you're airbrushing how you're going to layer your colors, because the colors are translucent and they do impact each other. So now I'm doing the brown. This here, it's called cocoa. So this is drip color. I'll show it to you after, but this is the color. So I'm just airbrushing his details. So his little eyebrows, his eyeballs, his little smile. So this is inside the pumpkin, and this is basically the little face on the pumpkin. So all that's on. And what do I have in this gun? If you aren't sure like what's what, you can put a piece of paint kind of tape on your airbrush gun and write the color that's in it. Because sometimes the super, what is it? I'm trying to say the really intense color.
Concentrated
color. It's hard to identify.
Oh, you mean in the gun?
Yeah, in the gun.
Oh yeah, I can. It's impossible.
So now I'm protecting the white, which would be the ghost, and I'm airbrushing around.
What's this purple? What brand is it? It's such a nice purple.
It's all the drip color.
Oh, this is all the drip color?
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Such a great purple.
So now it's freshly applied and it doesn't stay wet long, but if you're not careful, if you pick up the stencil and you kind of drag it in it, you could kind of make a little, you know. So this is basically now the little ghost, you see? So now you want to let this dry a little bit because I need to add the little arms and the little pumpkin. And if I like rest the stencil now, the purple, I can still see it. It's a little bit wet. I'm going to basically lift off the color. So I'm just going to leave it for a second and we'll move on to another one. So now let's work on the pumpkin. So I'm looking, so shield airbrushing is all about protecting the surface so that you can, where's my pumpkin? Here, we'll use this, I guess. So here again, I'm just going to weight it down and we're going to airbrush in brown his little face and the little lines on the pumpkin.
He's got eyebrows too.
Yes. His little smile.
Karen is asking if you're liking drip color better than Chef Master and American airbrush paint.
I find the colors are quite pretty. That I like them better. I think they're, you know, it's comparable. It's comparable. I haven't been using them enough yet, you know, to form a, like this purple is quite nice, but it does create like, there's a bit of, I'll show you on the little sample. It makes like a little, like almost like an oil kind of like little pooling. I don't know how to describe it.
But it's not oil-based, the drip
No, no, it's not. But so here's the little, so you have to protect the areas that are going to be receiving the next color, because let's say I had added all this purple. Well, when I come in with the orange, it's not going to be orange. So that's why you're shielding, protecting areas, and only opening up areas to receive the color. So you need to have the white for it to look right. White for right. I'm trying to switch out my airbrush guns and know which one is which. So now I'm going to add the orange. So let me just test my.
If you could, what would be the easy way to mark them? You know, just some sticker on it. I don't know. Like so, you know, like let's say you're working with a lot of airbrush guns.
Painter's tape, I think, would go good.
Yes, painter's tape would work.
So now I'm just protecting the purple so it stays nice, and I'm adding my orange, and I can go darker on the edges. And there's my little quickly.
Awesome.
And now I have the little stem right here.
Oh, clever. So you're going to brown now.
There. And now I still have the little green. And I'm actually going to use, they have a spray version. So if you don't have an airbrush, I don't know what this is going to do. You have no control with the spray. So I'm just going to get a piece of
shield the rest.
Yeah, I'm going to protect it with a piece of paper towel here. But so I'm just going to add my little green.
Oh, there. That looks really well.
So there's the little pumpkin version. So let's bring back this guy. And now, which one was the orange?
The basket. So cute.
Oh, there's the orange. Okay, so now because of the little black inside the pumpkin, I see where to position, and now I can paint my little pumpkin.
Diana, those are little magnets Marlene uses to secure her templates on the cookie, so the air from the airbrush is coming out. It's not going to lift it up.
What color is this? Okay, so now I'm using a color called eucalyptus. Here it is.
Oh, eucalyptus.
This is the shadow for the ghost. So here's his little arms. So I'm just positioning this on. Here, let's put magnets.
See, they're little tiny magnets.
And so I'm just creating a shadow around those arms, just so that it's white on white, you know, so just so that they kind of look like they're on his belly. I'm hitting the cardstock. I'm not.
So you're not actually like, yeah, she's hitting the cardstock, so the kind of like the overspray is getting on the icing, right?
Yeah, and so here you can see what it does. See his little arms?
Yes, very ghosty.
And now let's do a candy corn, right?
For real? You're gonna do a candy corn cutter? That's unexpected.
Again with, now I'm just adding some brown guideline, well, the face, and I'm just gonna gently hit the separations. So the little face. And just a faint little, a little touch there.
Happy is thinking, getting little spray bottles. She's inspired by your spray bottle. Thinking I could get little travel size water bottles, spray bottles, and put in my airbrush colors to do the same thing. Maybe, I mean, if you have an airbrush, I would just use an airbrush, right?
Yeah, well, it's a little bit Yeah, if you have an airbrush, use your airbrush. It doesn't give you a whole lot of control.
Yeah, the
Like,
precision of airbrush when you the airbrush little airbrush gun gives you so much precision where
yeah,
you're piping. But for like a quick quick job, if you can take an airbrush with you, it works
yeah,
fine.
exactly. It does, you know, it can work, but so now I'm just protecting the rest of the cookie here, and I'm looking for my, this airbrush. I'll put some yellow in it. So here's the yellow.
I assume now it's important the how you layer it, right?
Well, yellow works with the orange, right? So I can put the yellow, and then it doesn't matter if I hit it with the, like I could actually have, I mean, the whole thing here could be yellow. Like it doesn't matter right here. Like if I do this all yellow,
Yes.
it doesn't matter. Okay. So I'm just doing all that. And then I'm going to protect, I have to protect both the yellow part and the white part to add the orange part. So let's shield it up.
Joanne says, I always learn when I watch about airbrushing.
So
Yeah, Marlon is excellent, isn't she? She always comes up with cool new things, and it's really entertaining and educational as well.
well, if you're not that handy with the piping and you struggle, this is a way to, where's the orange? Okay, this is the orange. So I'm just going to try to get it tighter here. So you see, by having those initial like kind of lines across where you know where to rest to create your separation, and they pretty much fade away, you know, once they're on. So here, let me just put them.
Now, Cynthia, I also have heavy duty airbrush that I plug in, and the thing is like a little I call it like a helicopter. I know it's a rocket. It's gonna take off. The whole house is gonna take off with it, but I've had it for almost 10 years and it works.
Does the job, yeah.
It does the job. It is very powerful. Yes, I do agree. But you can, there is a pressure valve, so you can control the pressure and adjust that depending on how much color you want to come out. Sorry. Go ahead.
So this is the two versions. So this is icing and this is airbrush. So if you have your icing, you can come in just to, you know, just have to color the black. And then you'd have your decoration here. I did put pink and the yellow to do the little cheeks, but you could, I don't suggest you airbrush the blush on. Maybe with the assistance of shield, if you do want to add the airbrush, you can use a little shield.
Oh, you don't suggest that because it will be more orange than pink, right?
And it'll be yeah, it won't complement.
Yes.
And
but
so here,
but if they use edible like petal dust or a mark or something.
I have it here. I'll try it. So here is the two versions of the ghost. And then here are the two versions of the pumpkin. So you could, if you wanted, pipe the whole thing in black to make it more cartoony if you wanted. I do have my petal dust here. This color is called watermelon. So just a few particles. It'll be tough to show on this orange. So I'm almost like adding it on the brown just to have it kind of like.
Yeah, I can see it. I can definitely see it.
There. And it'll show on this one for sure. So it's fast that you add too much. So go easy on the blush.
Yes, it's very easy to get too much. Camille, I don't know. I'm not understanding your question. Maybe Mark can help.
Oh, you thought the eyes were cut out of the candy corn?
I don't understand.
I'm not sure which like eyes of which you thought the eyes were cut out of a design here. So now the blush on the yellow.
Hey, Lynn. Super cute.
Oh, hello. So yeah, it does show. But I still don't think that the airbrush would be ideal for this little detail. And it's fun to add it with the brush. You just add a little specks and you have your little details. Do you want, we're right on time. Do you want me to do, I have.
Yes, I do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Collectively, guys, please put a comment. Yes, we do. Hi, Martha. Hola.
So here again is, let me just get a fresh piece of paper towel. So paper towel, ideally, because it does get away from you, the airbrush. A lot of people get like, say, oh, I have airbrush all over my kitchen. The wireless airbrush doesn't have a lot of pressure. I don't find that it causes big mess.
See, everybody is saying yes, we do. So thank you, guys.
Maybe you guys have a different experience with the airbrush, but I have not had a terrible like mess with wireless. So I'm just doing the perimeter. Now, if I had to do this again, I would make my template small, a little bit smaller. It's a tight fit on that icing. It fits the cookie. I measured them when I made them based on the cookie. So if you'd like to buy these, they're in my coffee shop, discounted for 24 hours. Now I just nudged it. I can see it. So I'm going to reposition a little bit there. I'm just trying, because I see that it's curled. So that's why I'm pushing with the needle to get it to flatten out. Now let me get my brown for the little face details. If you're a little bit, you find it tricky for the face details, the airbrush with the fine holes like that, you get a really nice little face. So build your colors. Don't go super heavy like in one shot because it gets really wet. But if you airbrush a little bit at a time, the color has time to dry and then it kind of builds up and you see how sharp the lines are. So let's switch my thing. Now that gives me exactly where I have to position my stencil for.
Letitia is asking if the templates are or will be available for the Patreon members.
Well, this is a separate thing, so they'll be in the coffee shop.
Yeah, they're available in the Marlene's coffee shop. The link is on the screen right now.
So I just saw I had them in 2 sizes, but I used the bigger one by mistake. So it's causing me a little bit of a problem because I'm going a little bit too, like I can see the edge there, but
it will be fine. I think it will be perfectly fine.
I'm gonna muscle through.
It will be fine. It looks awesome.
So I do like it when it's darker on the edge.
Yes, I do too. Yes, look how pretty.
And you see how fast you can work. Now, this is wet, so I wouldn't relay the stencil on.
Think about yourself. I think I wouldn't be working this fast. You have 5 airbrushes. I'll be like,
well, that's why.
Cleaning it up. Yes, I only have 1. Marlene has 5 airbrushes, so she's able to get all of the details on a cookie fairly quickly. But do they ever clog up on you, or how do you handle that?
Well, I go rinse it out in the sink. If it does, if it that happens, it does occur occasionally. Now I'm seeing, you see I have a smaller version.
Oh yeah, the baby ghost.
I had cut 2 because I had seen one of them wasn't fitting that well.
Oh, that's awesome, Katie. I also use a box now to airbrush so you don't get a lot of overspray in your kitchen. That's a really good idea. I also have done gift boxes. I would get cheap gift boxes from dollar store, and I would just prop them up to 4 basically. So I had a back, side, and the bottom, and then inside I would airbrush.
Oh, I'm not even.
I think Debbie the one. Debbie, are you the lady with the AliExpress membership? I think that I don't know. I think, but yes, you can get cheap cordless airbrush on AliExpress. How long do they keep charged for usually, from your experience?
For me to kind of like they're for a good while. But I've never like because I don't do orders.
I hate when that happens.
Because I don't do orders. Like I've
Mhm.
not had you know what I mean? Like to do like but you plug it in and if you that's another reason why to have a few and you can rotate them.
Mhm.
See, this is the
You can
smaller.
really have it plugged in and work with it, right?
Yes, you can.
You can. So you just need several, and it's USB, right?
Yes.
So you just need some, USB plugs, and you're ready to go.
So now you see I had cut the smaller version and it's fitting much better.
I love this purple. I'm loving it. This is such a nice purple for a straight from a bottle purple. It's great.
You see, I'm able to get this little detail, and that's the thing often people struggle with is the fine details, right?
Yes. Well, Debbie, I don't really have my own live show. I just do lives on occasionally. So, but this month I will be doing. I'm doing Halloween gingerbread house, and I'll be back live on Sunday. I just wanted to demonstrate to folks that watch us how I mean the house that I'm making, it doesn't take that long to make, but I will be decorating everything during the live and making everything during the live, and it's on Sunday 3 p.m. Eastern time.
Where's my brown? So you can see with the shields, you're getting your exact colors because that's often the problem when you're layering airbrush colors is your colors get muddied.
Tamara is asking, I think she's referring to a specific medium that is used to create velvet texture. So is this airbrushed? I guess she's asking if this airbrush you are able to achieve the velvet texture. I think it's more about the material that is being sprayed. I don't know if this airbrush is, I have no idea. Do you?
This is not a velvet, no. Like you say, the surface, if your surface is smooth, you get a generally pretty smooth, but it's matte. It's not shiny.
No, I mean they use airbrush to, I believe they
Oh,
use airbrush
that's
on cakes,
cocoa powder.
where it creates
Yeah,
I
that's
think
cocoa.
yeah, it's gonna be different airbrush though, right? It's gonna be a different.
Yes, it's actually a tool for in like to spray paint and
Yes,
it's got
yes,
and they're spraying cocoa. It's cocoa that they're putting on the stuff. It's on cakes mostly.
yes, on cakes, yes.
So there you see I used the spray version on that one. Let's do it on this guy here. But it's really like it works, but you have zero control with regards to,
I would say that there's probably a lot of like waste that goes to waste,
yeah.
But I think for your watercolor technique, it would work very well. No, like
It's
remember the
fine.
watercolor we did?
Like I just wanted to show it. I don't like that I can't kind of control
Where it's going.
quantity and intensity, like,
I can relate. I can definitely relate.
So now I'm just
The
adding.
main way of today's project Marlene is doing, you have all these colors, and Halloween colors, bright purple, orange, are quite hard to achieve, and you have to use a lot of food coloring, which can come at sometimes costly. So airbrushing like this, it also eliminates that cost, right?
Well, I'm not wasting it.
You don't use a lot of, like, it's not, you're not coloring the whole icing. You're using white icing and then adding a thin layer of color. So you're not really using a lot of food color. Oh yeah, absolutely, Cynthia. Yes, I see that airbrushing is such a great alternative to royal icing. 700 cookies. Yes, it is. If you have a freedom, I would say, if you have a freedom of the design and you can eliminate some of the steps and use airbrush, I mean, that's a way to go, I think, right?
Where's my other ghost?
Oh, somebody was asking now. I need to ask if somebody asked again. Can you freeze airbrushed cookies?
Not ideal.
Okay. So, all right.
Not ideal.
So that was more like no, it's a health situation. So I guess not because of the condensation.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's a no and a yes to the condensation.
Okay, so it's a no to freezing cookies that have been previously airbrushed.
The surface gets quite wet. So if you want to airbrush and work in advance, well, I suggest you freeze your white cookies.
Yes.
And then give yourself time to airbrush, and then it can be done, and you can work pretty quickly, as you just saw. Here they are. Let's put. So here's, you see they're smaller on. You get more purple around it. Same thing here.
Which one is your favorite? Because you gotta pick your favorite. I don't know if you can hold all three of them for the screenshot. Because guys, are you guys ready for the screenshot time? It's
well, here, do I hold the actual here?
So I guess I'm going with my, I don't know, I'm gonna hold two. I'm not. Okay, guys, hit the screenshot button and send us the pictures. You're a little too bright, honey.
What? Well, it's not my fault. It's the cookie. It's not me that's bright.
Oh, no. You just need to angle it a little differently.
Like that?
Yes, that's better. Yes, I think that's better. Okay, screenshot. All right, you had enough time, so I hope you got that. All right. So,
well, yes, thank you, everybody.
Paul probably is going to send us the picture. Thank you.
I hope that was useful to some of you. The templates on coffee for 24 hours discounted on hands as well, and mine. Let's just pop it up.
And I also wanted to recap. The Halloween is coming up, and I have this wonderful template. It's one of the most used templates that, along with the soccer ball, it's for the Dracula or vampire, whatever you want to call it, thief. So it's quite adjustable, and it's available in my coffee shop.
Awesome.
It's great for Halloween. And I would just like to quickly show you. So this is the house I'm working on, and you can join me on Sunday. There's a lot of components that I still have to finish decorating those, and you guys can also kind of chip in with your ideas, which I love to hear what you guys think.
Well, thanks for watching, you guys, and you can always ask us questions on Instagram or Facebook. We try to get to as many questions as we can, and we'll see you on Tuesday.
Oh yes, what are we doing? I have no idea what I'm doing.
Me neither, but last week's was good. So if you guys want to watch the replay from Tuesday, handmade.
Oh, yeah. When I was in a screen, it was good. But I'm gonna be sitting next time, so hopefully it will be much better. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Tuesday, and I'm gonna see some of you on Sunday. I hope 3 p.m. Eastern time.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.